Jahannam is also known as hell. It is a place created by Allah to punish people in the afterlife for doing bad things. The level of punishment in Jahannam depends on how many sins a person has committed. In Jahannam, the levels are stacked according to how bad the sins are. The least painful is on top, while the deepest level is the most painful. The heat and pain increase as people descend to the lower levels. Each level is made for different kinds of sinners and their punishments. Let's look at them more closely. Level 1. Jahannam. The first step of Jahannam addresses the matter of those who believed in Allah but did not fulfill their responsibilities to the best of their ability. They are not those who totally disbelieve, but whose actions speak louder than words when it comes to neglecting accountability. Missing prayers, skipping fasting for months, or ignoring Allah's commands, despite believing, can lead a person to this level. The punishment here is strong, but not as intense as in the lower levels. This reflects some of Allah's mercy for those who still believe despite their shortcomings. Some experts believe this level may help remove sins. The suffering here gives those with more bad actions than good ones a chance to be forgiven and enter paradise, showing Allah's endless fairness and kindness. This first level shows how important it is to obey consistently and reminds us of the consequences of neglect. It emphasizes that faith alone is not enough without effort and action. At the same time, it gives hope to those who recognize their mistakes and want to change, showing that Allah's mercy is always near for the sincere. This level serves as a reminder for believers to stay consistent in their worship and seek forgiveness regularly, balancing accountability with hope for renewal. Level 2. Lada Lada is one of the lower parts of hell. The punishment here is more severe than in the outer levels. It is meant for people who knew the truth of Allah's guidance, but chose to reject it anyway. This was not due to ignorance, but because of pride and deliberate disobedience. The Quran describes the flames in this level as very hot, burning everything around them and giving no relief to those inside. The people of Lada are often described as actively spreading corruption, harming others, and breaking moral principles. They prioritize their own desires, power, or gain over justice and righteousness, even knowing the consequences of their actions. Their deliberate choices cause chaos and suffering, and their punishment reflects the disorder they created. The torture in Lada is total. The fire burns deeply, causing unbearable physical and spiritual suffering. This level of hell represents divine justice, where punishment matches the seriousness of the sins committed. The Quran uses the intensity of Lada as a stern warning for those who deliberately turn away from Allah's guidance and live with pride and disobedience. At the same time, it reminds believers of the importance of sincerity, humility, and striving for moral excellence. Lada's suffering shows the dangers of rejecting truth and kindness. It encourages people to live by the values of faith, fairness, and humility to avoid such a fate. Level 3. Sakar Sakar is one of the worst levels of Jahannam. It is for those who completely neglected their duties to Allah and lived lives full of wrongdoing. It is for people who not only ignore their spiritual responsibilities but also choose to exploit, oppress, and act selfishly without showing any kindness or responsibility. Unlike the previous levels, where inconsistency or carelessness played a role, those in Sakar consistently and willingly pursued injustice. They gained riches through wrong means and used their power to cause harm, pain, and anguish to others. The punishment in Sakar is extremely severe, with flames that destroy both body and soul. The people endure eternal torment, reflecting the deep spiritual decay caused by denying the truth and embracing greed and oppression. This torture is not random, but proportional to the immense harm their actions caused, mirroring the chaos and suffering they inflicted on others. Those in Sakar lived without honesty, fairness, or care for others, demonstrating the consequences of selfishness and abuse of power. Sakar highlights the outcomes of greed and injustice, urging us to remain mindful of our moral and spiritual obligations. This level serves as a stark reflection of divine justice, urging believers to practice humility, compassion, and accountability to avoid the same fate. Level 4, Al-Hutama Al-Hutama, which means the crusher, is a terrifying part of Jahannam for those who live with unchecked greed, pride, and selfishness. This is the level for people who pursue money and power at all costs, ignoring fairness, kindness, and the needs of others. Their punishment reflects the harm caused by their greed. This stage of hell illustrates the fate of those who lived only for themselves. Those in Al-Hutama took advantage of others, ignored justice, and gained wealth through unfair means. Their suffering is equal to the harm they caused, flames that burn endlessly, destroying them completely with no chance of escape or relief. Al-Hutama serves as a warning against pride and selfishness. It shows how excessive greed leads people to ignore compassion and humility, replacing kindness with arrogance and endless desires. These traits harm not only the individual, but also those around them, creating a cycle of pain that eventually comes back to the one who caused it. In Islamic teachings, Al-Hutama is not just a punishment, but also a sign of Allah's fairness. It reminds us of the far-reaching consequences of our actions and emphasizes the importance of fairness, kindness, and responsibility. At this level, people understand that true success is not in wealth, but in living honestly, kindly, and in line with Allah's teachings. Level 5. Al-Jahim Al-Jahim, or blazing fire, is one of the most severe levels of Jahannam. It is prepared for those who live their lives with uncontrolled cruelty and caused a lot of harm to others. This level is meant for people who break all rules of right and wrong and commit violence, oppression, and exploitation without any regret. Their lives were marked by brutality, and they showed no respect for the dignity or well-being of others. The punishment in Al-Jahim reflects the seriousness of their sins. Its scorching fire surrounds them completely, leaving no escape from the pain. This suffering is not random, but matches the harm these people caused in their lives, ensuring fair justice. This level represents divine justice, where the punishment fits the gravity of one's wrongdoings. People in Al-Jahim did not just sin, they deliberately hurt others and took away their rights and dignity. It serves as a warning about the severe consequences of a life filled with unchecked cruelty. Al-Jahim emphasizes the importance of justice, kindness, and mercy, urging believers to act with compassion and fairness toward others. It reminds us that cruelty and exploitation do not go unnoticed and are met with extreme punishment. Thinking about Al-Jahim encourages people to live by the values of kindness and fairness to avoid such a fate. Level 6. Sa'ir Sa'ir, which means blaze, is at a very serious level in Jahannam, where the punishment becomes even more intense. It is reserved for those who knowingly turned away from divine guidance, spread lies, and caused harm. These individuals use their power or knowledge to mislead others, creating moral and social problems. The flames of Sa'ir are relentless, burning those who work to twist the truth and support wrongdoing. The pain reflects the damage caused by their actions. By deceiving others, they not only hurt themselves, but also left behind a legacy of lies and injustice, worsening their crimes. Their punishment mirrors the harm they brought to society, a state of confusion, pain, and chaos. Their actions, such as spreading lies, encouraging harmful behavior, or rejecting divine guidance, are met with justice, holding them accountable for the far-reaching effects of their choices. Sa'ir powerfully reminds us of the dangers of using influence to harm or deceive others. It emphasizes the responsibility of promoting truth, fairness, and morality in all aspects of life. The flames of Sa'ir symbolize the destruction caused by dishonesty, urging people to be truthful, just, and kind. This level teaches the importance of standing for truth and reminds everyone to think about the lasting effects of their words and actions on others. Level 7. Al-Hawiyah. Al-Hawiyah is the lowest and most painful level of Jahannam. It is a place of immense suffering and despair. This level is reserved for those who completely rejected Allah and ignored all moral and divine rules. It represents the ultimate form of spiritual destruction. The people in Al-Hawiyah not only denied the truth, but also actively fought against it, causing harm, injustice, and evil in the world. This deep pit, described in the Quran, is the eternal home for those whose deeds carried no weight of goodness. The suffering here is overwhelming, with unrelenting flames that consume not only the body, but also the soul, reflecting the deep moral and spiritual decay of those cast into it. This level is fully cut off from Allah's mercy, leaving no hope or light. The suffering in Al-Hawiyah matches the extent of their disobedience. These are people who knowingly rejected the truth, ignored kindness, and lived arrogantly while harming others. Their pain reflects the seriousness of their actions and the harm they spread. The Quran describes the regret and despair felt by those in Al-Hawiyah as they face the full consequences of their choices. It serves as a stark warning about breaking all ties with righteousness and living a life of corruption. This level emphasizes the importance of living with awareness, humility, and adherence to divine guidance. It clearly shows the terrible consequences of rejecting these principles and engaging in harmful actions. Thank you for being with us today as we explored the levels of hell in Islam. Each layer serves as a reminder of how important our actions and choices in life are. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Did this video give you new ideas or perspectives? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to see a video about the levels of heaven in Islam, let us know and we'll make it for you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.